My fellow travelers, you have once again found yourself in the LZ to talk about, man, this update train keeps rolling for No Man's Sky and Hello Games, and upon the, just after the anniversary rather, another what looks to be massive update for No Man's Sky just dropped today in the way of No Man's Sky Echoes. I'm gonna scroll the patch notes on the screen for you here. Pop those in the description as well, but let's cover and talk about some of these things together while we're here, shall we? Talking about some of the major aspects that we reported on a few days ago when Games Radar so goofily leaked. It brings us to the new robot race that appears to be the main focus or the major focus of the Echoes update today. The Secret Society of Robotic Aliens as part of version 4.4 that launches today. Although, by the way, I do want to say, as we speak, this is slowly rolling out to platforms. As I'm recording this is only available on PS4 and PS5, which is kind of out of pocket for No Man's Sky and Hello Games for launch days for updates, because usually it is on Steam first thing in the morning before I even wake up. It is not on Steam as we speak. Correction, I just checked, and actually a few minutes ago, here at about 9:45 Eastern time, it just went up on Steam. My friends at Xbox might see this hopefully today or tomorrow. If you're a Switch player, good luck. That's all I have to say. Previous updates since the Switch update, or since the Switch version launched, has been very sporadic at best. So I think the Singularity update didn't launch until like the next week after everybody else got it. So Switch certification process is a little goofy. But back to the patch notes, robots being the big aspect of this update. There's another couple of huge aspects to this too. But the mechanical life forms, the new race, also comes with a lot of new lore from what it shows, uncovering the Autophage, a long hidden civilization of robot beings with bodies cobbled together from scrap metal and salvage technology. These wandering constructs appear in a huge variety of styles, from cylinder pipe wrought robots to hefty cloth draped machines. I gotta say, they do look pretty cool. From what I'm getting from the patch notes too, and from the trailer, the other giant aspect of this update appears to be around outlaw pirate ships, giant freighters, and outlaw frigates. So, and of course, around this appears to be a giant focus on space battles, all the way down to the trench runs from from the old Star Wars days. So this is a huge thing, because a lot of us have been asking for expanded space battles, right? And not just, dogfights in space, but, some of those big visually stunning freighter to freighter, frigate to frigate kind of battles, and this looks like this is delivering in spades. So it's visually impressive too, I might add. Another big deal for this update comes around multi-tools. There is actually a new multi-tool, which actually, upon my first impressions in the patch notes and some of the visual gameplay, this is my favorite looking multi-tool by far in the last 7 years that No Man's Sky has gotten. This is so freaking cool looking. I absolutely love it. But you can actually salvage your multi-tools now. There's a terminal specifically for that. You'll get valuable upgrades and salvage materials and things like that by doing that. It's a lot like salvaging ships. There is yet another story mission coming with this update. That seems to be a big theme with these updates lately, is when they come with a huge theme. And this, we've had a sort of a mini ARG running in the game, to which, if I'm understanding this correctly, this is the third part out of 4. So we'll likely be seeing sort of a culmination or a finality to this update, or this little ARG, probably in the next update that will probably show up in the next couple of months, I imagine. That will help to sort of play this out. I don't know what that's going to look like or what that's going to mean. If you're a PSVR 2 player, you're doing pretty good, because it looks like, based on eye tracking, the things that you're focusing on will be rendered at a higher quality, while things that are in your peripheral view will be of a lower quality to help, sort of improve rendering and image resolution to make things not so blurry for you. The next thing talks around starship combat depth and giving you the capability of diverting power between the various aspects of your ship. So your power, your engines, your shields, and weapons to help make them more useful in the moment that you need them. That's pretty cool. Now, we talked about the trench run earlier, but now that I'm seeing that in the patch notes, it talks about swooping directly into their superstructure, which these pirate or the outlaw frigates are, or freighters are looking pretty insane. I love the light show that comes along with these, but this is obviously in the idea of destroying the ship itself. It also talks about in the patch notes here in a little bit later down the list about outlaw ships trying to flee the moment that they feel like you have the upper hand on them, but things that you get to do to prevent them from doing that so that you can sort of go in for that final kill, right? Another expedition is also coming along with that. For the uninitiated, an expedition is really kind of like a games as a service temporary sort of journey built out by the team to help you do. It's almost like the full No Man's Sky experience, but really super condensed into a smaller form factor for a lot of folks who kind of just want to play. And it also comes with usually a story element too. This one talks about just a Voyager's expedition seeking the deepest oceans and tallest mountains and the most idyllic planets and strangest alien creatures. I'm not sure of the depth of this expedition, but it doesn't look super specific to what's happening with the overall ARG, but I could be wrong. I can test that out here and report back. There are Twitch drops and expedition rewards as well. So the expedition rewards comes with a lot of robot parts and things like that. That's going to be pretty neat. Base building parts as well, it looks like. We mentioned the new Multitool, and the actual name of it is the Atlantid Multitool. So expand your arsenal with new Atlantid class of Multitool available in hundreds of variations. Probe the secrets of ancient monoliths to find and claim this runic nanite-infused technology. Oh, I must keep my hands on this thing. It is so gorgeous. The next item talks about a holographic museum and constructing a wonder projector displaying in your base to show your favorite flora, fauna, or celestial body discoveries. If you have folks that you have to, come over for dinner or whatever to your base, you can show off some of the discoveries that you have. Now, this is something that did come along with an update a little earlier in the year, but Destructible Freighters. Previously, if you got yourself a 5-star rating, a giant freighter will come in and attack you, and you could eventually blow it up. But now, realizing your rating ambitions with explosive space combat, all capital ships from outlaw dreadnoughts to merchant freighters can now be reduced to stardust, allowing piratical pilots to earn additional scrap after looting each and every cargo pod. A brand new combat HUD tracks the hull integrity of large vessels, allowing starship pilots to plan their attacks with precision. So essentially, all freighters can be destroyed, not just the ones with the 5-star rating, not just the new outlaw freighters, but any freighter. So if you're just feeling devious this day, go and do some fighting. It's pretty cool how the explosion is huge, and it looks like the entire ship just sort of blows up and separates and just sort of floats out into space. That is, I'm really, really loving this because it just breaks into giant chunks. And, I can't wait to do that. Player customization is also getting deeper here with the addition of robotic customization. So adding a lot of different parts to your player based on your discovery of all of these parts for the new robot race. That can be done as well. Make your player look extra cool. Now, we've talked about new multi-tools, and we talked about the Atlantid one, how much I absolutely love it. But a new multi-tool that's sort of not traditional to No Man's Sky as of yet is the voltaic staff, a traditional ceremonial piece. The voltaic staff is a new class of two-handed multi-tool. Its construction is a rite of passage for many autophage, symbolizing a pilgrimage across reality. So you just get to be a space wizard now, I guess. Looks pretty neat. Capes have now been added to the Nintendo Switch version alongside some graphical improvements for our Switch friends using some of that AMD tech to help clean up some of that image. I know the image quality on the Switch version was a little Vaseline-y, and I hope this helps some of our Switch friends to get a better picture. Another new addition that I absolutely love and absolutely hate at the same time is that when you destroy the outlaw dreadnought freighters, you will leave their entire fleet sort of abandoned, and so you can recruit these brand new pirate frigates. I love frigates. I love them. I love them. I love them. I just want to love them more. I've been begging about this for a while, that you can eventually fly these things. That would be amazing. But it is nice to see something that you can actually, what looks like you can actually go land on, just like some of the other frigates. And looks like you can traverse them as well. So I can't wait to see the interiors of these. This is interesting, a universal secret of hidden constructs. So you can use autophage scan technology to sweep near sites rich in salvageable material, such as freighter crashes or damaged machinery that can often reveal these hidden constructs. I can't wait to see how they sort of apply that and what you can get from that exactly. I'm loving these space battles are looking even better when I'm looking at some of the armaments they bring to this. Pirate fleets bring a range of new and exotic weaponry to their raids. The massive heat cannons mounted to the dreadnought tear through even the strongest freighter shielding, while the supporting frigates release waves of deadly torpedoes upon merchant capital ships. Intercept and destroy these slow-moving missiles with your starship before they wreak terrible damage upon innocent freighters. That's pretty interesting. Twitch streamers are going to eat good with some of the Twitch drops that we have here. Also, expanding more on freighters, all capital ships now have the capability of activating anti-spacecraft shielding, protecting themselves from projectile and laser fire. Would-be raiders would need to think tactically or fly low to disable or bypass the shields and damage the hull beneath. So that's going to be your you can't shoot through it, so you might as well fly into it, right? And of course, finally, the laundry list of quality of life changes, UI updates, and bug fixes. A lot of bug fixes for Mac friends who were recently added to the roster for some of the systems that are available to play No Man's Sky. I am very impressed by what I'm seeing here. I can't wait to dive into it to get an idea of what we're looking at. I imagine I will be processing some videos here pretty soon, talking through things like tutorial missions and an eventual review. Once I've got my thoughts all put together, please comment down below. What do you think of the Echoes update? I'd like to hear from you, and like the video if it was useful to your No Man's Sky experience. And once again, I will see you later.